Hey there, lads and lasses. This here, of course, is Thunderhand64 coming at you live from the west coast of the United States. Here on a Wednesday, it is a little bit past noontime, and that can only mean that it's time for some Generations Minecraft server Baby Zombie Rush beta today. So let's do a little bit of that, shall we? Let's switch right over to the display scene. Let's get right into it. In? Okay, there we go. Keyboard all set up here. Yikes. Whoa. Yo. Right. Hey there. Okay. When last we left off, we made our Ravager spawner. Very, very cool. We were considering a drop into the void. We've kind of held off on Nuke a little bit. And we were thinking on making at least a few other baby zombie dispensers throughout the maze. We're thinking about that. I think one of the things we should do is that I've been holding off on. And I'm actually to a point now where it's kind of unavoidable. That is the central, or I shouldn't say central, but the open area. We really need to choose a place for that, because without that selected, we're going to, it's going to interfere with some of the dead ends around here. And right now, the way I look at it, it kind of looks like this is where I want it to go. Right around here. Now, the other thing I have to consider is how big it's going to be. Right now, it looks like we're limited width-wise. We have that dead end there, and then we have this dead end here. So it looks like it's going to fit between these two. If I put it here. And then we have this dead end here. And this one over here. So it's kind of rectangular if I put it there. If I put it there. We also have this area that we could choose. We do have a dead end there, but we can shuffle some of the dead ends around. Yeah, we have several dead ends there. We have a dead end on this side here, but we do have a pretty large area opened up right here. We have a dead end over there, but this is also a pretty good area. We have a dead end right there. We could possibly do something about that. But we do have a dead end area. Well, we have a dead end right there. So we need to choose the open area. I think we need to get on with that. So far, the early candidates look like here and somewhere right around here. Right now, I'm favoring this area. So one of the things I'm going to have to do is go back into the test world. The old test world. Hey, there's Biggity. Welcome on in, son. I'd like to welcome on in number one son, Biggity. Up there in Seattle. We're super excited here because in less than a week, on the late night St. Patrick's Day, Tuesday, he'll be flying back in from Seattle. And we get him for nearly 2 weeks. So March is going to be a super, super cool month. We've got so many things going on in March. So yeah, I'm thinking I didn't quite get that, son. Probably a typo. Take two. But we're thinking on putting in our dead end right now. That's what we're trying to figure out. And so far it looks like, you know, we do have that dead end and that dead end. We have a dead end right here. But we do have a little open area right there. Oh, really? Okay, I get it now. You know, so Biggity wants me to make a Dr. Cox redeem from Scrubs. And I've been meaning to make one for quite some time. The one where he goes on the no rant is the one I really want to use, but it's more than 10 seconds long. And trying to edit it or speed it up to fit within the 10 seconds just completely ruins the comedic timing of it. So that's the one I really want to use. But there are some other ones that I can use too that might be a little shorter. So I've been meaning to do a Scrubs redeem for quite some time. It's just picking the right one, and his, you know, shtick is that he goes on these rants, and the timing of those rants are absolutely critical to the comedy. And so I really don't want to chop them short. If I can find something within 10 seconds, I'll do it. But the fact that his rants are usually longer than 10 seconds is what makes them funny. So but if you wonder what Mr. Thunderhand was like in the classroom as a math teacher, watch Scrubs. Watch Dr. Perry Cox. He was a big influence on me. I was very much like that. Like right here might be a good spot. We do have a dead end right there, but you know, we can shift some of the dead ends around because when we open up the open area, it's going to eliminate some dead ends, but it will create others. So we might have to shuffle some things around. But I think I'm getting to the point now where I really need to decide where that's going to be. I don't mind it being central, but exactly in the center, no, that kind of gives it away. But then again, you know, I have to remind myself, I can't make it too difficult for the contestant. So one of the things I would like to do is log into the test world. So let's see if I have the test world, the old test world, up on the server. I might. Log off of this for a moment. Is it me for a moment? Let me pull up Shockbyte, and I'm doing this on a different screen and stuff, I realize. But I need to get, you know, a basic size. The size is probably going to be a little bit different because the walls and the channels or the halls or the pathways are each now they're 4 blocks wide, but in the other maze they were only 3. So that's going to change some things. What do I want to do? Shockbyte control panel. That's what I want to do. Okay, we can do that. And I'm in Shockbite right now in our server control panel right now. My plan is to switch out the maps for a moment. Let me take a look at the files. Let me see what I have. I don't think I have the old test world set up on this. I think I only have the new one, which isn't a problem. Let me take a look at this. I'll pull this up and then let's get into the config. Okay, let me see this. Oh, that's down. Let's do... like that. We should be good. Restart the server. All right, let's try to log in. Let's see what happens, and I'll switch the screen over when it's up and running. Yeah, here we are. Yeah, something did not go right there. Yep, all right. So let's get out of there. Let's go back. And let's see what happened. I'm thinking there's an underscore or something in there that I missed. Oh, that's why. Okay, let's do that. Let's get that out of there. Let me see, let's shut down. I'm thinking it's my more current test world, the updated one. Not the old one with BB Zombie Rush in it. That's what it needs to be. Let's hit save. Let's restart the server. Yeah, I definitely need more brains. Welcome on in, Lone. You all can see the auto shout out up there for the one and only Lone Star. My fellow brother in arms, Iron Maiden fan. How goes it, Lone? How are you getting on? Let's log back onto the server there. Let's crack this thing open and see if we're in the right test world. We're probably not. I think this is the newer test world. I am doing excellent. Thank you very much. St. Patrick's Day next week. Biggity coming home. Mrs. Thunderhand's birthday. Okay, this is very weird. Okay, I'm in a completely empty test world. All right, but I know one thing I can do for sure here. Let's change a few things back. shut that back down. We can do that. Okay, so that'll come back up to there. What else can I do here? Let us restart the server there, and I'll open up here on this system, although this system is very slow for that. But we just need to pop in there and have a look and do a little block counting and then pop right back out. There it is. Once I pull up the proper map, then we can, then I'll switch the screen over and we can have a look. Now, during this time, I'd like to remind everybody about Buffoon Skies 2. So Buffooncraft is into its second week now of its 6-week limited series Buffoon Skies 2, where a dozen or so of the buffoons are in a skyblock type of map, and we have lore associated with it, and we have partnerships and solo builders and all kinds of stuff, and the builds are coming along, and the hilarity is unbelievable. So I am not streaming Buffoon Skies 2. I'm recording it, and I may or may not make videos, publish videos about it, but the other buffoons are streaming it. So I do encourage you to watch Lone Star's streams and the streams of the other buffoons. Skip is streaming a lot. So please go check those out. They are super, super cool. I'm in several of those. So I think you guys will really enjoy Skies. If you're not familiar with the first Skies limited event we did back in 2024, 2025, somewhere around there, this second one is super cool. I'm sure you're going to enjoy it. So when you see the stream notifications for the other buffoons, check them out. And also the Buffoon Discord, the public Discord. If you're not a member, please consider joining that. You can keep up to date on all things Buffoon there as well. So let me see. Let me pull this up and see if I can. See if I can get this thing to load. And there's Boakars. You all can see Bo's shout out up there. Bo just recently posted some images on the Thunderhand64_gaming public Discord of his creative mode world. Whew. There is some unbelievable design work there. You really need to check that out. Bo, those are some incredible builds, man. I am impressed. I am impressed. Those were from the Survival SMP, that's right. Okay. Oh. Okay, I haven't gotten this message before. That's right. And you did post that. Yeah, those builds are amazing looking. And I think that's 6 months worth of work. I think that's what you had said. Let's go single player. Trying to remember which of these two worlds this might be. Let's check this out. Uh-oh. My music just stopped. I don't know why. All right, let me get out of there. Wow. Back on out. Let me try this world. I know you guys can't see yet. I'm just waiting to load the world. Yeah, this is the one I want. The one I want. All right, I don't know why this nukes my music, but it's probably a memory issue. Because this is so hard to do now. It's difficult for this system, so let me get an F11 here so I can drag this down to the other display. Then we can take a quick look at it. We can do a little bit of block counting. Yep, slowing down a bit for a month. That's the plan anyway. Yeah, it's good to take a little break, huh? All right, let's take a look at my displays here. Scene, and let's pull up. There we go, right there. And this is what I need to do. Okay, this was our central room for the early design of the game. You can see, though, that the paths and the walls are only 3 blocks wide. We've upgraded that to 4 blocks wide. But, yeah, let's turn on chunk borders. And it looks like it's just a little bit smaller than a chunk. The interior, anyway. So it looks like it's, what, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. The interior looks like it's about 15 by 15. So it's about a chunk in the open area. It's just shifted over by a block. And I think that's all I really need to see. All right, let's get out of here. And we'll go back to the camp scene for right now. It's good. Okay, let's get back into BZR world now. Yeah, this system that I stream on, so I'm running 2 PCs. PC 2 really just runs the game. That's all it does. And then I use Video Ninja to screen capture that and put it onto PC 1. And PC 1 really does most of the work, but it's pretty old. So PC 1 is the one I use for streaming and recording and doing all of that stuff. And so OBS is running on that. And so Minecraft struggles. Minecraft really struggles on this one now. But we have some funding coming in, so pretty soon, I'm thinking at the very end of this year, we might have a new PC to upgrade PC 1, which is a shame because, you know, PC 1 runs just fine. I mean, it's a little outdated, but it's super solid. It's super solid. But, you know, just software-wise, and now because of Windows 11 hardware-wise, it's just outdated. And that sucks. I hate taking a perfectly good system offline just due to planned obsolescence. The Scotsman in me just goes wild. So, but that's the way it's going to have to be. All right, let me log back on to BZR World here. And so we're thinking that interior is just about a chunk, which isn't that big, but we do need the surrounding walls for the redstone, so we do have to consider that. And I realize I haven't changed my screen over yet. I will right now, as a matter of fact. Oh, that's kind of weird. Why is this not updating? Oh, that's why. Let me do that. There, that's what I need to see. Okay. Remembering how to stream. Okay, so we need something that's going to be about a chunk. So it's cool that these pathways and these walls are 4 blocks, because it's going to be pretty easy now to count out 16. Let's see, we have a dead end there and a dead end there. So like I can just sit here now and go 1, 2, 3, 4 like that. This should be pretty easy to fit this in. All right, let's take a block. Let's go, and let's use smooth stone slabs. And we'll just sketch out a 16 by 16 area. Yeah, okay. I'm looking at this area, well, it's going to have to be between these 2 walls. It's going to wind up being a little bit bigger than 16 by 16, but... So I'm looking at... And let's mark out the interior first. Like this. And then we'll tweak and adjust it as we go along here. Okay, so we're doing a little something like that. And we can make it a little bit bigger. So I'm thinking of extending this out to there and that out to there. So let's just go right ahead and do that. And let me see, we're thinking of, yeah, we're thinking interior. Okay, so we should still be okay here with this. Right about there. Okay, that's good. And I could do this with commands, I guess, but this isn't so bad to do by hand. And how am I doing for time here? I have 21 minutes before the break. Plenty of time. Okay, so there's one candidate And already I like this because I can see the exit or entrance being here and another exit or entrance being there. That's very, very easy to do. I can see closing this up here. That would make a dead end there, but we do have another dead end at that end, so I think we'd be good there. Worst comes to worst, I could block this off and use that for redstone. I could do that. Similarly here, we would have this dead end here, but nothing's been built in that dead end, so I could extend this out this way. I could close this and make this a dead end. So it's pretty easy to edit this to put our open area here. I like this. And this is one area that I could use. Another area I can use is over here. So we have an active dead end right there. And we have another active dead end right here. So shoehorning it in here is going to be a little difficult. Yeah, we do have an active dead end right there. What about, ooh, right here is looking very, very good. We have a dead end here, but we're not using it yet. Kind of close to the entrance, but how are we doing here? This is kind of close to where we already have it. How about right here? We do have a dead end down there. This is looking good. This is another possibility right here. Let's lay this out and let's see what happens. Plus, we can always double up walls, too, in certain spots. But I don't want to do that too often because it's going to... It might be a giveaway. Might be. 1, 2, 3, 4. Something like that. Now, it's going to take over that dead end. We might have to edit it for that dead end. But I think we're good. I think we're good. So we could have something like this. We might have to shuffle a few things around. Maybe we could move it back a little bit too. Maybe we could move it back to right about here. Yeah, maybe we could do that. And well, we do have a dead end there, and we have another one there. So we'd have to do a little bit of editing there. How about if we're in this area? We do have a dead end here that we'd have to consider. All right, let's get that out of there. So we might do something like that. This is a little tight here. We have some redstone there that we're going to have to deal with. But we might wind up doubling up the wall in that one spot there. We might wind up doing that. So now this one is 16 by 16. I can see extending these two walls here to close it up there. I can see closing it up here very easily. Here would be an entrance or an exit. Here would be an entrance or an exit. We could do something about that dead end there and open that up. Here we can close this up for more space for redstone. We can do that. And I just had a thought of shifting this one over. But I have to remember this would be the interior of this. So this wall would extend like that. This would close here. That would close. And that would close. Like this seems pretty good. Although it does seem kind of big. Here I could close this off here. There, there, and just double up the wall there. I'm thinking on going with this one. I also like the fact that it's not in the center. Now this one's not in the center either. It's a little more central than that one is, but not by much. So I think we're going to go with that. Again, I could probably do a command for this, but it's not that big of a deal too. All right, so I think we should clear out the middle of this. I think we should close up the walls. I'm looking at maybe an entrance there, maybe an exit here. So let's do that. So we have to consider some things like this because, uh-oh, we do have some of the redstone over there from that. So we do have to be careful. What's below us here? Okay, that's a drop trap right there. Now, it's not too bad because a solid wall is going to go above this. So we should be okay. I'm going to mark that with this one and this one, and then I'm going to very carefully do a fill. Make sure we're on the right block. I think we are there. Good. Let's go fill. Great. And then we'll bring this over to here like this. Good. I need to back the mic up here a little bit. Colon like that. And then we'll go with the polished blackstone. Just like that, my friends, right there. There we go. Okay, and then the next thing to do would be to put in, and I think these are top slabs. And if it's top slabs, it's probably in the same area. Oh, you know what I think we can do? I want to try this. I want to see if it will let me select. Let's scroll down. Polished blackstone slab. And then, yeah, it doesn't let me select. Okay, but there should be an option for top or bottom or something like that. I just forget what the syntax is. Oh, you know how I can find out though? Because we've done it before. Over here. Right over here, kiddos. Okay, that deletes afterwards, so this probably places. There we go. Blackstone slab, and then type equals, in this case it would be type equals top. Here we are. Where was I? So we can do this. We'll do this. We can bring this up here, Blackstone. Polished Blackstone slab. And then I think the bracket follows immediately. Type equals, and then we can say top like that. We'll close it like this. And I need to go bring my Y up by 1 block. 3. That should do it. Yeah, okay. That does that. Good. So it's doing that kind of a thing. Okay, we're cool. And then as far as closing it up, let's just, we can close it up by hand because I want to leave the center. I was going to say, am I back in creative mode or not? We want to leave the central part open, so it doesn't really matter. The central part, and I'm talking about the central part of the wall open so we can put redstone in there. And or other features. Like that. That's really all we have to do there. We may have other features in the wall itself. Need to remember to put in some repetition. Okay, so we're good here, and we're good here. And this also gives us the opportunity to open up this area too if we need like a lot of redstone. Okay, so we have that. We need to close up this area now. And again, I'm not going to start the open area today. I'm just choosing the location for it, because it's going to dictate where the other things need to be, the other dead ends need to be. We are actually at that point. That is really cool. I want to leave that open for the entrance, but that means we're... No, we're good. We're good. And again, for now, we can just close it up like so. Make sure we get our repetition in there. Yeah, that's good. then to the interior. This would be an interior wall. And interior walls, we may make them look a little different. Who knows? Oh, and again, I can leave the inside hollow. Redstone, people, you know what I'm saying? Let's get a little bit of that going on in there. Okay, I like that. That's good. Okay, and we're going to have to close up these points here. Entrance and exit directly across from each other? Maybe not. I'm tempted to have that be the exit. But the exit on the corner? Not sure about that. Now this has to be closed up along here. We could open this up and have the exit there. I do kind of see entering here, doing what needs to be done here, and then exiting out there. That's kind of cool. We'll have to see how it goes. Let's just close the whole thing up first, though. Like this, and then again, we do have to remember that we can leave these hollow. Because we'll be doing a lot of redstoning. There we go. Maybe a little bit there, there. Kind of like that. Yeah, that's good. Yeah, that, okay. And then I'll just use the fill air command to clean out the mid parts. Done and done. Do that, bring this over like this. And I realize I haven't detailed that, but I can do that a little later. Okay, I like it. I like it. Okay, so that part has been completed. Now here, we had a dead end here, so we're going to have to move this. And if I do this right, we do control click and it copies that and its properties. So that's cool. Bowcars knows all about those tricks. Let's see. That. So for the moment, I think I'm going to build this part of the wall right now, and then I'm just going to open that end up. And then we'll talk about where to move the dead end. Because I'm thinking of having the interior walls of this look a little bit different. Oh, wait. Oh. There we go, like this. And I'll have to check the other walls that I put in to make sure I didn't do that twice. Twice? More than once. Again, whatever. Like that. Let's see what I did over here. Did I block these out? No, I did not. Now, if you crouch just right, you might be able to see in there, but I don't think there's going to be much time. Hey, there's Jeppo. Sorry there, Jeppo. I was concentrating intently. Welcome on in. You all should be able to see Jeppo's auto shout out up there. And we're at the point, Jeppo, where we're about to take our ad break. Let's finish up this section right here. And then we'll make with the ads and be right back. Yeah, something like that. Now we'll have two things that'll need to be done here. I'm thinking we just extend the wall right over to here. And then you know what? I think we're good to go. Yeah, the wall's gonna have to come out to here. We'll do that when we get back from the break. Jeppo, hang in. We'll be right back. We're gonna run a few ads and you know the deal. Okay, welcome back. Let's try that. To adjust this a little bit. There we go, right about there is cool. Jeppo, how are things going over there in the lands of the Nether? If you're still awake. We have to bring this all the way back to here, right? Oh wait, is that the one on which we are working? Yeah, it must be because we don't have any others. All right, so we extended the wall there. We're extending the wall here. We need to bring this wall over to here. Right. Right to here. This is what needs to happen. Like this. Strap yourselves in for the second half because here we go. I tell you, we're coming into the home stretch with a lot of this stuff. It depends on what kind of ideas spring to mind, but things are pretty well laid out, actually, so... You know, we're just following the plan for right now. Yeah, bye-bye, solicitor. All right, and let me check this once again. Oh, this is kind of cool. So this will become a dead end right here. And if I do this right, I can keep that dead end. Okay, don't let me forget that, viewers. All right, and let's use our command again. We can do this. We can just put in the new chords like this to the fill command. So we'll do that. And then over to here like this. We'll get these chords right here. Right. I think that should do it, right? There we go. Since this is a pretty big piece, I'll probably just, let's just do this. We'll just update our chords again. Like that. And then I'll bring this one over to here, like this. There, that should do it. Oh, I actually needed to bring this over a little bit more, didn't I? Yeah, this is going to have to do this kind of a thing. Which is no big deal. And then we can go like this. And if we leave some interior space there, again, that's not a problem because, you know, redstone. Okay, so I'm thinking, look, if I make an entrance here and make a dead end down there, now I've got 2 dead ends that, yeah, and that's 2 dead ends too many. If I make one right here, I can keep that dead end as is. Yeah, so let's bust this out. Let's make an opening right here. And that dead end will lead down there. And we get to keep this pretty much as is, so we don't have to update that. And I don't believe this one's being used. No, it's not. Not yet. That one's not been built out. Cool. Nope, not cool. All right, let's do that. Let's do this. That's kind of a dead end, but not really. I mean, it's a dead end on this side. What does it do? Oh, this is the lava drop trap. Okay. Maybe the player has a chance to juke something. We might do a little something something right there. We'll see. But it preserves this dead end. That's a good thing. So we don't have to change anything there. This will probably be the entrance. Very, very likely. Let's decorate these walls now. Try to maintain our look here. Okay, looking good. Let me get some of these wall units going in here. Like right there. And here, and maybe one more right there. Okay, that's pretty good. That's pretty good. All right, so that preserves all of that. Now we just need a way into this one. And maybe we make a small one. Because the player does need to be able to come around here to get into there because that end is blocked. So I'm thinking we make a very small entrance to that dead end right there. Or we block that up so we have more room for redstone and we just make a short dead end right here. Or we completely relocate that. Let me see, we have a dead end there and we have another one right there. I don't know, I kind of think we make a small one right here. But let's look at our dead end situation here first. To see if we've made any new dead ends. Like we do have a dead end here. Oh, now here's something, right? If the player escapes from there, Their only chance is to go back through there, which is towards the beginning of the maze, and I don't want that. What I would like is for them to be able to come out here and then go through here, and then they have a choice. Right? They can head out there, they can head out there. So you have to think about those things. So let's open this up for them right here. You gotta give the other them a hand. So let's do this. Some of you might know where that lyric's from. Okay, that's cool. All right, so if they get out, they get out from there, we need to open that one up as well. And I'm going to do something like this to remind me where the entrance and exit be. Okay, here we are. Okay, that'll be good. So that'll mark out our entrance. And I'm thinking of our exit being over here. We could change this up a little bit. Having it directly across is a little stupid. Let's do something like this. Yeah, let's do this. No. Hands, please. Okay, that's cool. And so I'm thinking of having the exit here. That way it's not directly across, but, you know, we'll see. Let's do a little bit of this kind of stuff. Maybe one right there. Maybe one right there. That's good. We haven't used too many of these yet. I like that. That'll be fine. So now I'm thinking if this is going to come out here and then we need to open up that. Okay, so let's open up this next. And you know what? For this one, let's just use the fill command. There, and you know what? Since we do have to... let's do this. Have to clear out the middle section anyway, so let's just... There. Okay, that's going to help with that. And let me see. This is here. This is here. This will be the exit. So for now, let's just do that. Okay, so that'll come out of there. Player can go here. Player comes out of here now. They have a choice, either go that way, they come over here. They have a choice, go to that dead end, which preserves that now, or come out into the maze. And they have a way. I'm going to make sure that they have a way to get... Yeah, they don't. Or they might. Hold on. Okay. Because I have to plan out the strat here. Now, as I'm editing here, I have to remember the players need to actually be able to exit the maze. Not easily, mind you, but they do need, there needs to be a way out. Let me see, that's an intersection now, so that'll be like, hook. Cool, let's do this. Good. I do like that. Okay, everything's looking good there. This is new. So we have new corner pieces. Drop them a little hint there. Same thing over here. Well, here it doesn't matter, really, but there is kind of cool. There. Okay, so let's continue the floor here. There's Flying Villager. Hey, Thunder, is there supposed to be a zombie in a walled-off area with the villagers? No. Villager is talking about Buffoon Skies. How did he get in there? He must have dropped in from above, right? So, sir, if you wouldn't mind taking a few moments. He has burned to death, but he was... Okay, did he convert over any of the other villagers? If so, there should be at least one potion left, maybe? No? Okay, cool. All right. If you wouldn't mind extending a little ceiling out over that. The men are safe. Okay, cool. Appreciate it. All right, let's do this. In fact, we could do something like this. We can just update the coordinates here. So you should all see the auto shout out up there for the mighty, the one and only flying a villager, fellow buffoon. Let's see if this does the trick. I think it shall. Yeah, there we go. I didn't know if you were using him to make a conversion system using a COVID. No, sir. That was not our intention. Oh, okay. I see what I did here. I need to actually go in a little bit. Oh, well, this one's fine. But this one needs to be here. Yeah, so let's do this. Well, I don't know. Oh, we're good there. We just need to take out this stuff, right? So let us... We're about that far. I think it's there. Yeah. So that height. Let's do that. Okay, and we'll do this. Okay. Again, let us use the same command over again and just update the coords. And this one here. Okay, that's better. That's betterer. Let's take a quick fly around and let's have ourselves a butcher. Right, all of that is looking good. 4 blocks, walled all the way around. Okay, I'm digging this. There's Beatty. Going to head out. Have class soon. Have a good rest of the stream. Also, your gameplay screen is not showing. Thank you, son. Viewers, please. I mean, I've been doing all of this whole time. Thank you, son. Okay, so, yeah, this is what I was doing. I thought we were just chatting. So, good save, villager. Good save. So, yeah, so what I was doing was just editing the walls around the open area and then clearing the open area out. That's all. I am going to extend that out there on both sides for now. Same thing with this over here. Maybe one of these days I'll learn how to stream. We're only going on our 6th year of streaming. All right, that is looking good. I think at this point, I'm just going to do that for now. And this for now. And then we'll use the slab command again like we did before. So... But this will be bottom slab instead, so... I don't think I've ever done a just chatting stream. I have nothing against it, I just... Okay, let's do this. We'll change this to bottom. I guess the closest thing I've ever done to that is one time I streamed very briefly from Taipei, Taiwan. And I was kind of walking around the Central Park, the botanical gardens there. That was kind of a just chatting, but I don't know if that's like travel and stuff like that. Not certain. That's the closest thing I've done to anything like that. Let's see if this works. It looks like it did. Okay, all right. So let me see. Enter through there, exit through here. When we exit, we have that dead end. We have this through here. And then we needed to decide on a way to exit. No, I think we're good, actually. I can already see it, so we're good there. I don't need that. We do need to think of something to do with this dead end, though. This one right here. And I'm thinking if it's a very small dead end, we might just knock this out. Like so. Like this. Hold on. Plus, I want to make the central area kind of difficult to find. Regular viewers of the Baby Zombie Rush streams will, if they wind up being participants, will know what to do when they get here. That'll be cool. They'll know what that's about. So I'm thinking very mini dead end. They come around here. Dead end. Oh my God. Press the button. Not much time to juke. Yeah, that's a good idea, actually. I like that. I like that a lot. I like that. That is cool. Not a lot of time for juking. Same thing here. This is just a little spot to juke. But these, you know, we may have added a dead end here, sort of. I could just extend this wall over here, and that would give me more room for redstone, so I'll consider that. That's a lava drop. The other thing I could do is move this wall back to here and move the dead end down a little bit. I could do that. Another thing I could do would be to knock out this part of the wall. That seems like it's the easiest thing for me, but yeah, you know what? That is the easiest thing, isn't it? And there are no dead ends around here, and that would, yeah. Well, let's get rid of this. And that kind of solves that problem. Let me think here. This is good. And you know, I like making changes here because, again, regular viewers of the Baby Zombie Rush streams, if they wind up being contestants, this throws things off quite a bit. So if you were, and I doubt that this would ever be a thing, but if you were trying to attempt to learn the maze by watching the streams, yeah, this is going to ruin that for you. I don't think anybody would be trying to do that. It's just too difficult to do. Yeah, I like that. And I don't think I have any of these kind of features. Yeah, so that's cool. That's cool. I like it. I like it a lot. Hold on a sec. Good. Okay, just counting, making sure everything's all set in there. I think it is. Okay. We have a very mini dead end right here. Player can get out through there. And out through here that brings them around again. I would like an alternate way into here, though. And so, let me see. That's a dead end, so I'm thinking we knock a passage right here. Because I do want an alternate way into this door. We have a dead end there, and we have a dead end here. So our choices, and we also have a dead end there. I think our choices are here or here. Yeah. And so far, I'm feeling this is the way to go. Right here. So I'm going to go ahead with this. This is fun. I can tell we're getting we're getting significantly closer to completing this. We need to think a lot about gameplay now. And that's a good sign. That is a sign of progress. Right. No, wrong. Let's do that. Should be good enough. Hey. Place. All right, let's do that, and that. Good. Got some dummy rounds for my new gun, so maybe I can break that dastardly recoil anticipation. Ha! Nothing throws off your shot like, or actually, it's more like pushing in a little bit too soon, right? Yeah, I remember that from qualifications. Yeah, I remember that. Pretty much, yeah. It's kind of like, or for me, my recoil and anticipation was always like a little, just push forward, just it took a long time to break that, Villager. It took a long time, man. And it's one of those things where it would come back too. So I would finally get that licked and I would be consistent for quite some time. And then if I didn't shoot for some time, then I'd have to go out and have to requalify for that again. I'd do that again and I wouldn't have to requalify, but I would have to like practice again to. And having to do that, with the M1911 also doesn't make that any easier. Yeah, like that makes sense though to use the dummy rounds, right? Because they're cheaper, right? And if you're practicing for something like that, then why put the ballistic? Why press the ballistic in, right? I mean, it's like it's just wasteful at that point, right? You know what? I like the way that this is going. We have about 60 minutes left of the stream, and I think we're doing well here. I'm thinking I'm going to go around and clear out the inner areas of the walls around this to get it ready for redstone. And I'm thinking I'll just poke this out by hand. It'll be fine. It'll be fine, people. Also, yeah, we might have to do a little bit of that too. Because some of these walls are not constructed correctly. I keep hitting low with it. Gotta get better to tell if it's the sights or me. Probably me though. I tried a type of training with my revolver where you only load 3 rounds and cycle through all. Yeah, okay. Kind of like a little Russian roulette sort of thing, except it's pointed away from you. In about 60 rounds, I was able to consistently hit a 12 gauge shell. Okay. At 10 yards, that's. The dummy round will do that same thing, but with my. Okay. Did I get this correct all the way around? I think I did. Okay, cool. Yeah, so we'll leave that there. We will open this up like that. And I may go as far. You know what? Let's just. I'm thinking of all the firearms metaphors. Let's just pull the trigger on this. Duh. Distracting me. And let me see. We can take this off. We don't need that on there. Good. During that process, I learned that the 1917 revolver is sighted for 300 yards. Okay. Yeah, you know, that's another like misconception with a firearm in the movies, right? Where somebody, you know, maybe somebody drops a firearm and somebody just picks it up and it's not theirs. So they're not familiar with it, right? And they just start doing all this high marksmanship shooting with it. And it's like, well, you know, I mean, what is that sighted for? You know, I mean, what's it set up? I mean, some of them are pretty cool. Like so the John Wick movies, you know, I haven't really watched a lot of them. I think I watched the first one, but that has some pretty realistic stuff in it. It's not as egregious as most of the flicks are. And some of the hand-to-hand combat looks pretty cool in there because of the they use quite a few Kempo moves. So Biggity Kashi and I can recognize some of the Kempo stuff in there. Let's see. Yeah, let's just continue to. I mean, they do quite a few mixed martial arts, but Kempo itself is a mixed martial art. Let me see. I'm good. Some of it is the other stuff. They say like the Dragon's Breath shotgun rounds, setting dudes on fire like they're covered in jet fuel. Yeah, yeah. You know, it's still a movie, right? They still need the sensationalism. I used to be super critical of that stuff when I was young, but now I'm older. I kind of get it. You know, it's like if it's too realistic, you know, you lose the sensationalism. All right, see, that gives us all of this area in which we can put redstone, and that's good. Uh, in the other test world, and you can look at the streams for those, although they're quite old. They're back there, but they're there. Trying to shoehorn in the redstone was pretty difficult at times. But this, I feel we're giving ourselves a lot more room. We should be good. We should be good. Now this redstone is for that dead end right there, but again, we should be good there. Fuck. How am I doing for time here? I've got 10 minutes left to the stream. And then I'm going to have to do a little bit of math for Buffoon Skies. Not a lot, though. Mostly just some geometry. A little bit of algebra. Mostly geometry, though. There's Eve. Welcome on in just in time for the end of the stream. Eve, I would like to pass on that I am very proud of you for the raid that you induced, that you inflicted upon Skip. I have not seen the VOD for that yet, but I am greatly looking forward to that. I have no idea what you're talking about. Yeah, of course not. Okay, this is very cool. Let's finish up. I'm just going to, for now, just so I can help differentiate, says the math teacher, the interior of this thing from the exterior, so I don't lose track of where I am, because that happens. And I may do a different block for the inside of this room. It depends. And we can remove this now. I'm glad we took the time today to go over this, though, because this feels like a lot of progress. This interior system here, this open area feature, is a big, big part of this not so mini game. So locating this, getting this established. I'm not ready to build this feature out yet, but just establishing where it is a lot of progress. Eve, your build in Buffoon Skies is looking incredible. I've already complimented you on it once, but I don't feel I can do that enough. It looks really, really cool. I like Eve's builds because they're geometric, but at the same time, you know, she's very good at mixing the geometric with the more natural and asymmetric looking stuff. I like it a lot. I just finished the tree itself. I saw a little bit of it when I logged on this morning. I had to log on and take some measurements and stuff. Okay, I am digging this. And pretty much just in time for the end of the stream, too. I like it. Now, again, I just want to fly around a little bit and have a look. Okay, we've got a very short dead end there, but that's okay. We have another dead end there. We have another means to approach and get in and out from this side. Good. Probably the shortest dead end in the whole game right there. Okay, here's the exit. They can get on out through there. They can double back through here. That's good. All right. I like this. I like this a lot. I guess I could count this as part of the redstone for that if I needed to. But for now, I'll leave it out of there. Same thing with these two wall units, but I'll leave those for now. We don't need these interior pieces yet. I might actually finish a stream early today. Doing the last bit of building and then details. I'm envious because we have so much more building to do, Nova and I. In fact, I'm about to start a really big phase of building. So right now, Nova's concentrating on the top of our build for viewers who aren't aware in Buffoon Skies. And I'm about to begin the bottom part. The underside, which is a little bit harder to do. I'm not taking anything away from Nova, but gonna have to hang upside down. There's gonna be a little bit of mathiness, but not much. Our build is going to look absolutely incredible. By week 6, I have some details that I'm going to put in there that even Nova doesn't know about yet. Yeah, the platform down below there is my safety net. It's temporary. So while I'm working, because I'm going to be working while suspended in water streams. So I needed the Aqua Affinity, the Respiration 2, that kind of stuff. And then, as we fall out of the water streams, we can get caught with a platform down below. So that's temporary. The bit in the center will be a natural looking island. It certainly won't be circular. It's circular for now, but that'll be very natural looking, and that's going to be our passive mob spawner down there. So we'll have the cows and the sheep and the chickens and stuff down there. But we wanted like a natural island down there in the center to kind of offset all the geometry. Okay, I think I'm good here. I think I'm good here. This is going to be so cool. So we have established our central open area. And it's central in quotes, right? Because it's central in the original design, but I offset it here. So I just call it the open area. So cool. So very, very cool. Nice. Lurk. Well, Villager, we're ending the stream now anyway, so. Right. In fact, you know what? I need to pose for my thumbnail, so I think I'm going to pose for a thumbnail. Probably right about here. Yeah, let's do this. Let's see how high up I want to be. I think something like that. I think something like that would make for a good thumbnail. Lovely. And let me see. There we go. Full particles and everything. Okay, right there. Well, let's see if there's anybody to whom we can raid out. I'm going to disconnect there. Let's switch over to the cam scene. Let's bring our closing music. That's not usually my closing track. This is. There we go. There we go. All right, let's do this. OPG, Skip. You know what? Let's go over and let's see Skip. I haven't seen Skip in a while. I haven't raided him in a while, and I was just hanging with him for this morning for a little bit. So let's go and raid Skip. Oh, stop. I think you're referring to the fact that you're a mod for his stream, so. Oh no, more work. All right, let's set up our raid for Skip. If I can remember how to do this. There you should all be seeing, viewers, the raid message in the chat. Fuck, what is this? Stop. The raid message in the chat. You can copy and paste that into the chat if you would like to join us along. And I always encourage the viewers to join us along on these raids. Even if you can't stay for the entire stream, if you could drop in and say hi, and if you feel so inclined, a follow, some bits, a sub, that would be really, really cool. Let us set up the raid itself. There we go. And our raid is counting down for fellow buffoon and all around cool guys, Skipjack 81. Also, family friendly viewers, let me remind you that the stream is intended for mature audiences. There's a little bit of language shenanigans in there, but Skip's a really cool guy, and we have a lot of shared community in there. So chances are there are folks in there that you will know. He just walked out. Yeah, he did, didn't he? All right. Well, let's bring the folks in there, and then when he comes back, he should be all set. Just remember, everyone, that we do this Baby Zombie Rush Generation stream every Wednesday from noon to 2 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Our next stream will be Friday from 11 a.m. to 1 o'clock p.m. Pacific Standard Time. That'll be Buffooncraft SMP Season 6. Not Buffoon Skies, but Buffooncraft, the Season 6 server. And then the stream after that should be Sunday from 4 p.m. to 6 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. That should be Kachi time. We're working hard on Kachi's overlays because we're trying to do things that we haven't done with overlays before, and we're updating all of that stuff. So we'll see. And also, Kachi usually has a lot of homework on the weekends. So we'll see if he's up for streaming. Terrible timing. Yeah. Anyways, everyone enjoy the rest of your afternoon, your evening, or your morning, wherever you happen to be. Join us again next time, reading out to Skipjack right about now. Bye for now, everyone.